welcome Brett Pojunis, Chief Executive Officer of GPO Plus, for his session Defending Capitalism, How to Communicate its Value and Answer its Critics.
How you guys doing? You greedy capitalist? You say you're for free markets? You say you're for capitalism? All I see is a bunch of room full of greedy suits, and you're exploiting workers, and you're killing the planet, you're killing the environment. And you do all of this in the name of profit. And when you look around at this, all you guys do is care about one thing and one thing only, and that's profit and greed, and you guys are horrible people. That's what they say about you. That's what they say about us. This is something that we have to fight. How many of you guys saw Vivek last night? He was a great speaker. He's one of the best communicators we have. But even last night, when Colin asked him, he said, hey, what do we do with all these anti-capitalist sentiments? How do we deal with that? Even one of the best communicators gave a long-winded example of, you have to understand the foundation of capitalism and this and that and this and that. We need to make a case and we need to educate people. And what have we always done for years and years and years? Someone says, hey, I want to learn about capitalism. We're like, okay, we're going to prescribe these 2 books. When you're done with them, we're going to give you these 2 books. Now you're ready for Milton Friedman. Now you're ready for Rothbard. And we keep going, but that's what we do. And I think one of the main reasons that this happened to us is because of a couple things. 2 things, really. One is this. In 1985, how many people identified as capitalists? A lot of people, right? I'll give you the numbers. Look at young adults, ages 18 to 29. 80 to 85% of those people all identified as capitalists. 12% or less socialists, less than 5% communists. Those are just some people that were very confused. So because of that, we never had to defend capitalism, so we never learned how to do it because we dismissed it. We're like, you're crazy. How could you possibly think of that? Because capitalism is so obviously right and so common sense driven and logic driven. That's what we all had, right? But now fast forward the clock to today, 2025. Ages 18 to 29, young adults in this country, 60 to 62% either have a favorable view or identify as a socialist. Let that one sink in. 60 to 62%. Only 34 to 36% identify with capitalists or have a favorable view, followed third by, and it's 33%. So a third. Think of this number. A third of our young adults, they identify or have a favorable view of communism. That should scare the hell out of everybody in this room. Everybody. As a movement, we have been at DEFCON 5-ish. We need to go to DEFCON 1 immediately. And Alexander, wherever you are, let's give him a big round of applause for what he's doing. But fear not, I have a solution. One of the things that we're going to work on is this. As a movement, we need to be equipped with the right tools. So when we have these conversations with these anti-capitalists, and who are now friends, they're just normal people. Before there were maybe some people you saw in high school that took the little bus to school or whatever. Now it's more mainstream. And the worst thing about it, we let them have it. And they're not just whispering these anti-capitalist stuff. They're teaching it. And we allow that to happen as well. So in preparation for this, I started looking at all these different topics that I could speak about. And I went down this big rabbit hole. And what I ended up with is this. I want to make sure that we have the tools to go into all these arguments where we can take it, deconstruct it, and actually get people to come on board and change hearts and minds. That's the main thing. So again, when someone says, you capitalists are the worst, you guys hate the environment, we've got to say, I hear you. What do you mean by that? And then let them talk, because the first thing's emotion. You can't argue with emotion. How many people have been in long-term relationships? But you have to listen. So how are we bad? Well, you guys put profit ahead of everything else, and you're going to kill the environment. Okay, now we can have a conversation, because what you're talking about is not our capitalism. That's crony capitalism, right? And so one of the things that we have to do as a group, especially as principled capitalists, we have to identify and point out this is crony capitalism. All the things that we get accused of is not on our side of the fence, it's on the crony capitalism side. And I think you'd all agree with that, but we have to do a good job communicating it. And when they say these things, we can't dismiss it. We have to have the conversation with them. What we have to do is we have to take the emotional aspect out of it. Get that off, deconstruct the conversation and build a steel man argument. So what we're going to do is we're putting together the ultimate guide or field book, if you will, on how we can defend capitalism. We have to be able to do two things. One, when they say something crazy, we need to be able to defuse that, disarm them, and find out what the real core problem is. Once we do that, this guide is going to go through. I took the top 100 arguments or critiques or complaints against capitalism, put them all together. We've got about 30 of them that we're going to do this. Talking points, where we can just come up with an immediate answer, not read these books and read these books, but like an immediate answer so we can disarm them and get to what the core problem is, defend that, and then we have another section where we're going to build on that, and then the steelman argument comes in where we're going to do like an academia response where you have everything, and that's when we can go with the spreadsheets and the facts and the data and everything else. And I'm trying to do this quick because, again, time is against us. When I saw these stats, as a third of the country, they feel communism is okay. A third of the country. That should, as I mentioned, that should scare the heck out of us. So moving forward, we're going to try and get this out there. We're going to build an app, and I want to talk to everybody that I can to get your story so we can learn about what works for you. And this is going to be an ongoing thing. Larry, we spoke the other day. You said you wanted to get involved. A lot of the people I spoke with, they love it.
I am on board.
Thank you. And once we get this out there, we got to get it far and wide. And this is something that we should use when we're when we're arguing with all these people. And again, we have to first thing, take a step back, take a deep breath, understand what the issue is, deconstruct it, get the emotion out, and then hit them with facts and figures at that point in time. So I want to thank you all for your time, and I look forward to you guys cooperating and participating in the book. And let's give Alexander and Michelle a big round of applause for putting this together.